things, you guys. Remember correct verb endings. Remember to match the form of the adjectives it's describing. Remember Bing's adjectives go before the noun while all the adjectives go after. Remember liaison. Sorry, my mic wasn't on. Good things, guys. Remembering all these adjectives showing the gender of the noun they describe, showing the number of the noun they describe, always go they always go after the noun, except for struggle. After the noun they describe, except for bangs. Bangs go before. Articles show whether the noun is indefinite or definite. Gender, number, une and day. De, just de in negation. That's a good one to remember. Une and day changed to de when you say no way. The verb endings and all the things. Good. I'm sure there are many more. Yeah, that might be that. I don't do cumulative tests. As you know, I just do each unit test. But as you know, with the tests, I have you translate sentences, and I include things that you've already learned, not to sneak in anything, but it's because it's like, you know that now, I can use it, that kind of thing. All right, let's do the dialogue. One of my favorite dialogues in the textbook. I think it's funny. Page 284, we have Jérôme and Alice. Charlotte, can you be Jérôme? And Emma, can you be Alice? It's short line dialogue, so you guys should do just fine. I'll read the beginning parts and then you can go ahead. Alice a un job. Alice a un nouveau job. Elle travaille dans un magasin de matériel audiovisuel. Dans ce magasin, on vend toutes sortes de choses. Un jour, son cousin Jérôme lui rend visite. Vas-y. Good job. Yeah, you guys are doing great. Mini chaîne. You guys are doing great. Well done, ladies. Well done. Round of applause. Good job, you guys. Yes, Nation. Yeah, I'll get there in just a second. You totally nailed it on the head. Really good. I won't make you repeat anything, but just so you know, whenever we have a word in French with an E on the end, like cherche un job, that last line. We do not pronounce the E. It's just kind of there, helping us pronounce that last consonant. But if they're in like écoute, we do not pronounce that E at the end. However, if there's an accent on the E at the very end, like payer, then we do pronounce it. Payer. There was one other one. I can't remember I can't find it, but that's the idea. So just remember, if there's an E on the end, we don't pronounce it unless if there's an accent, then we do pronounce it. And that's a really common mistake, but you girls rocked that. Uh-oh. All right, we're back. What I was saying before it cut off was just a quick note about pronunciation. No one needs to come on audio repronounce things or whatever. But when a word ends with an E, you do not pronounce that E sound, like écoute or cherche. But if there is an accent on that last E, like payer, then we do pronounce it. The little accent tells us that we pronounce it. So just something to remember. All right, that little tech problem thing I think took up most of the time we would have needed for the compréhension. So we will come back to it if we have time at the end, but let's move on. By the way, I highly encourage you guys to do the dialogues in your online textbook when you're studying. Have some extra time just listening to it and try not to read the words if you can. See how much you can understand just hearing, because that's the hardest to do. All right, vocabulaire. So I think it was Nation who pointed this out. Yes. L'argent is a word for money, but it also technically means silver. If the French people are talking about like a silver necklace, they'll use the word l'argent, argent as well. But it also means money. All right. So here's some vocabulary, noun vocabulary. L'argent, money. Billet, that double L sound makes a y sound. Billet is like a bill or paper money. And then une pièce is a coin, like a piece of the dollar or euro. That's the generic word for coin. Of course, they use euro and centime to refer to like the specific monetary unit used in France. So those are the nouns. The adjectives riche and pauvre are pretty easy because they look like the English equivalents. Verbs, we have dépenser, which means to spend, kind of like we're dispensing money at different locations. Gagner, which means, sorry, baby started kicking. Gagner means to earn or win, like to gain, it looks like to me. And payer, say that with me where you are. Payer. That means to pay or pay for. But that y sound. Payer. Gagner. Actually makes the same sound, the GN. And then dépenser. And those are regular ER verbs. You remove the ER and add the proper endings. All right. So those are nouns, adjectives, and verbs. Here are some expressions. Combien plus the verb means we're talking about how much, as in money. How much is like cost or money is this thing. But if we say combien de and then a noun, then we're talking about quantity. So combien, the example here is combien coûte. So I have a verb costs. The infinitive form of that verb is coûter. Okay. Combien coûte cette chaîne? How much costs? Then we're talking about costing. Okay, combien de, and then CD is our noun here. As-tu, do you have? You could have also said est-ce que tu as? Both those function the exact same. This is just kind of the formal, proper way. This is the informal way, but they both are grammatically correct. Okay, so just as in English, the phrase how many or how much can refer to money or to quantity. It's the same in French. Combien, but we know because when we're talking about money, it's just combien and then the verb. And then combien de, and then the noun is quantity. Okay. Another expression is avoir besoin de, is to have need of, and then either a noun or an infinitive verb. Avoir envie de is to have desire or want for, then a noun or infinitive. Okay, so we have besoin is need, envie like envy or something is want, but they function the same way. So we have the verb avoir, which gets conjugated, then the word, then de, and then either the noun or the infinitive. Let's look at some examples. So if I want to say I need $5, j'ai besoin de, but think of it as I have need of. J'ai besoin de $5, a noun. But if I want to do with a verb, j'ai besoin de travailler, verb. And the verb is always in the infinitive. Besoin. If I want something, j'ai envie d'une pizza. I have need of a pizza. J'ai envie de manger. I need to eat. So they're pretty simple in terms of like the formula for it. Let's do some exercises. Oh, first, I guess I wanted to teach you. Okay, sorry, we're not exercises yet. Any questions about how all these expressions work before I move on? All right, next grammar thing. So I told you here that these are irregular ER verbs, and they are in the sense that we remove the ER and add the proper endings. Oh, what? Yes, avoir is right here. It's conjugated. J'ai. AI. That is the avoir here. It's just conjugated. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So these are regular ER verbs. Now, as you recall, how we do ER verbs. ER verbs conjugated. We remove the ER just for you visual people to see it written out, and then add the proper endings, which are s, ons, z, t. Right? And remember, we have a few exceptions. One was if the word ends in GER, remember, then for new we keep the E, so it looks like this. Mangeons. Remember that? Okay. The other exception is if a word ends in YER, then the Y changes to an I for the boot pronouns. Okay, I have this visually written here as well. Okay, so for the boot pronouns, the Y changes to an I. With verbs that end in YER. All verbs that end in YER, the Y changes to an I for just the boot pronouns. Okay? Yeah, Nation, I see it. Hold on just one second. Any questions about that? I'll give you a second to write down this. All right. So it's like a weird little thing to remember, but it just becomes one of those things. As the farther on you get in French, you just kind of expect when you see a YER that is going to turn to an I. It's weird. You just kind of remember that eventually, but definitely add it to your checklists. It's harder when you're in French 1 and it's all still quite new. So let's do these exercises. Let's translate them. But you need to practice everything I just taught you. So Emma numéro 1, MJ numéro 2, Elizabeth numéro 3, Sarah numéro 4, Yana numéro 5. I like to earn money. J'aime gagner l'argent. Very good. Elizabeth for number 3. No, you're great. At the becomes O. Numéro 3. We pay at the cafe. Nous payons with an S, not a Z. Kind of mixing up the two there. That's funny. Nous payons au café. Very good. Hat, chapeau. Chapeau. Number 2, I just, to give you guys some practice. Number 2, what if I said I, not like you were correct in the translation, but how about I want to earn money? What would that look like? And then number 3, what if I had said, just to make you guys practice more, not we pay at the cafe, but I pay at the cafe. What would that look like? An extra exercise. Number 4. Oh, you're still writing. The poor girl does not have any money. La pauvre fille. Okay. Okay, I'll come right back to you. Okay, so Emma, would gagner not have to be gagne then? For number 2, yeah, it would be okay, Emma, for your number 2, the gagner would be in the infinitive because we're using the expression avoir envie de. Avoir envie de. Okay, I think Elizabeth was number 3. Good job. So it would be je paye au café. In this case, je is part of the boot pronoun, so the Y would change to an I. Here, it does not change to an I. Well done. Good job. Okay, number 1. How much is that hat? Now here we're talking about price. Combien coûte? Perfect. Un chapeau. You could say, this is me just being nitpicky because you guys are this far along in French. Right now you're saying how much costs a hat, but the sentence asked for the hat. Like I'm looking at a specific hat. So it would be le chapeau. Okay, and then Yana asked, what's many? Again, it is beaucoup. Beaucoup, yes, you're correct. All right. Okay, number 4, you're so close. Let's take this a little slower. So the poor girl. Do you remember the word for girl? It's fille. To be la fille. And then all adjectives go after, except for the bangs. But pauvre, poor, is neither beauty, age, number, goodness, or size. So it would go after. La fille pauvre. The poor girl. And then does not have. You are so correct in how you did the negative sandwich around avoir. However, avoir needs to be conjugated. Otherwise, it's just the poor girl does not to have or something like that. I'm stretching your guys' brains here, which is good. The rich man has many coins. L'homme riche, very good. Beaucoup is the correct conjugation. Good. Beaucoup pièces. Okay, so you have okay. You're so close, and I know these were hard sentences. I just really wanted to stretch you guys. So, l'homme riche a beaucoup. Yes, not a coins, but you would actually say here des pièces, which literally means some coins. L'homme riche a beaucoup des pièces, but we're kind of in English, we can kind of drop words here and there. That's the hard thing about English. And what we're literally saying is he has many of coins or of some coins. It sounds weird in English, but that's how we say it in French. Pretty much always kind of like err in French on the side of including the article. So it'd be des pièces because coins is plural, right? Really, really good. Number 4. La fille pauvre n'a pas l'argent. And then here again, I'm getting nitpicky. So you're like nearly perfect, and like a French person would totally understand what you're saying. I'm just gonna be picky with you guys because again, I want you to be excellent, not just passable. In French, remember when we're saying something in negative, like I don't have a noun in the negative. Like I don't have that. We had the phrase un, une, and des change to de in the negative when you say no way. Right? And here you're not using un, une, or des. You're using le, so that's fine. So it like it's passable, but in general in French when we say we don't have something, the French people think of it as like the quantity is 0. So we would say still you have le fille pauvre n'a pas d'argent, short for de argent. Yeah, it's like having 0 items. So just basically kind of train yourselves to think when we're speaking in French, like I don't have or someone doesn't have something, items. Think of it as always saying n'a pas d'argent, n'a pas des chapeaux, n'a pas de. Just always include the de there because or des depending on whether it's plural or it's always de, but because they think 0, like there's no amount of it. So even le and la is kind of like saying one item or something. Does that make sense? So in the negative always kind of err on the side of the de. Okay, what was the other question? Wait, should I translate? I want to earn money. Yeah, it's okay. We need to move on. But any questions about these, you guys? These were harder sentences, but you guys really you pulled through. Impressive. All right, let's move on. If we have time, we'll come back to that. But I want to make sure we get through some of these a few other little grammar lessons. Okay, so remember when we do, this is moving on to the next thing. When we do, I'm going to make my font really big so it's easy to see. Whenever we conjugate, I always use the chart. Je, tu, il, elle, nous, vous, il, elle. Yes, 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 we recognize this, of course. Okay. Technically, the on is also here. I just kind of drop it because we haven't really learned it officially until now. We're going to learn it officially. Okay. So Il, elle, on all fit in that box. Doop doop. Here, let me make little boxes. I know you visual people need this. I'm kind of visual, so I get it. Terrible lines, but you get the idea. Now, some French teachers, I remember one of my French teachers in middle school said things like, il, elle, oh, guys, il, elle, il, elle, on means he, she, it. But to say that on means it is actually incorrect, because we know that il means either he or it's it, it's a masculine it, right? If I say I could say il mange le déjeuner. He is eating breakfast. But if I say, but then I could say, how do I say it? Whatever. I'm getting into too much detail. Lost in detail. Okay. The point is that you know that il is he or a masculine it, and you know that elle is she. Hello. Okay, here. She or a feminine it. Which is why actually if you're around a French person, sometimes they'll mix up when they're speaking English. They'll say she for an object or he for an object instead of it. You'll try to notice that next time you're speaking with a French person, because in their minds it's the same word, right? We have it, which kind of they don't really have. It's like this whole other thing. On means something else entirely. On means one, as in one does not simply walk into Mordor or whatever it is, okay? And it's more often than not also used as Lord of the Rings fan. Okay, there's always someone who gets it. That's not letting me type. One, or it's really often used as a replacement for what we in English would say is we. Yes, it's a meme. Yeah, I figured a lot of you would. Yes. Okay. So now you won't forget that on means one because I connected it to something. All right. So on is used in general statements to mean one, they, or them. But I want to even add, like, really often we, how English speakers would use we. So let's look at these examples. Qu'est-ce qu'on vend ici? What does one sell here? We're asking what is sold here. What does one sell here? All right. Let's focus on all. um, Train of thought totally derailed. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan too. So, anyways, okay. So, what does one sell here? Qu'est-ce qu'on achète ici? Where does one buy a CD? Okay. So the French use this on, this one, way more often than we do in English. We use it, but it tends to be more kind of proper usage, not necessarily everyday speak. In French, it's much more an everyday speak. This one, is, in particular, is kind of thing. En France, on parle français. In France, one speaks French. But this is why I said we, because a lot of times, where in English we would say, in America we speak French. A French person would say one speaks French. Does that make sense? Okay, so it means one, but it's also very often used interchangeably with how we Americans use we, but it can also mean they or them in the super general sense. And just they made me do it, not anyone in particular, just they. You know how we always refer to they or them. That's what on is. So let's practice. Let's use it in an exercise. Page 289. En Amérique et en France. An American student and a French student are comparing certain aspects of their life in their own countries. So the example is jouer au baseball or au foot. So the first person would say, en Amérique, on joue de baseball. By the way, baseball is not one of the words where you can drop the ball on. You know how in France they say le foot, le basket. I do not think they drop the ball word in baseball because they don't really play it. So, on joue au baseball. That was a terrible mistake. It's a sport, remember? So we do jouer au, not jouer de. Good thing I'm not the French teacher or anything. Okay, and then the response is en France, on joue au foot, or au football. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. So okay. I was confused for a second. Okay. So for all of these, you say the first one is what you do en Amérique, and the second one is what you do in France. So for number one, it's like weirdly worded here, but you would say en Amérique on parle anglais, en France on parle français. En Amérique, on étudie le français. En France, on étudie l'anglais. Okay? So what we're putting into practice here is that we're using en, and then we're conjugating our verbs to match it. Which one do we use? We use the exact same conjugation as we would for il, elle, because they are all in that same place. Okay? Let's do this. Charlotte, numéro 1, Emma, numéro 2, Julia, numéro 3, Ethan, numéro 4, MJ, numéro 5. Vas-y. When you say football in that sentence, do you mean it means soccer? Yeah. Even my Australian friends will say American football to refer to football. And, oh, I'm sorry, I took away permissions. Go ahead. So football, not throwball. Exactly. Or what's that meme that's like, football makes way more sense for soccer because you kick it with your foot and it's an actual ball, but American football should be called hand egg or something because it spends most of the time in your hand and it's shaped like an egg. I don't know, something like that. Americans are weird, let's be honest. Literally everywhere else in the world uses football. Yeah, or fake rugby. Yeah. That's a whole nother argument too there. We're also the only ones to use the standard system, which standard means that everyone uses it, but we're literally the only ones who use it. Actually, there might be like an island somewhere that uses it, but... Oh, cool, Elizabeth. That's right. All right, let's do these. En Amérique, on parle anglais. Perfect. En France, on parle français. Perfect. Okay, I'm going to edit these and then race through the last little tiny lessons, so I will be 2 minutes over. I'm so sorry. Just hang with me. I'll try not to be more than 2 minutes. En Amérique, on étudie le français. En France, on étudie l'anglais. Perfect. En Amérique, on dîne à 6 heures. En France, on dîne à 8 heures. That is so true. They eat dinner so late. En Amérique, on joue. I think you got mixed up looking at my example. On mange. On mange. Des hamburgers. Not sure what the rest of that was there. We eat hamburgers. On mange des hamburgers. En France, on mange des omelettes. It's a weird comparison that they made there. But anyways, en Amérique, on vend souvent en avion. On voyage souvent. Maybe everyone's weird. En France, on voyage souvent en train. Okay, perfect, you guys. Okay, let's race through this last bit, the last thing. I taught you guys the perfect, Elizabeth. The ER verbs, okay, which we have it's the same thing. How about I do it like this? All regular verbs, right? We remove the ending when we add the proper ending. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. For ER verbs, the endings are es, ons, z, ent. For IR verbs, they are is, it, is, it, issons, issez, issent. Now, RE verbs, whew, we've made it, arrived to the third type of verb, is, I'll just do it. No, I'll show you the chart. Okay? This is another one of those charts that I'm not going to do a project for you, but you should certainly have on your wall, the ER, IR, RE endings, or on your binder, or on your notebook or something. You're going to use these a lot. Okay? So they are really quite easy compared to the IR verbs. They're SS and then nothing, no ending. ONS, easy, ENT. So very similar to the ER verbs. Woohoo! Okay? This is something worth taking a screenshot of or something. All right? So the RE verbs have those endings. Here are some common ones. Attendre, to wait. Entendre, longer. Attendre, entendre. To hear, perdre, to lose or waste. Rendre visite, as to visit a person. Répondre à is to answer, and vendre is to sell. Okay, no time for exercises. I made it 2 minutes. Woohoo! Here is your devoir. Good luck. Have a great week. Have a great St. Patrick's Day, and au revoir.